Hey, what's up, guys? We are live with automotive information, automotive stories we're going to react to. We got four stories to react to today. Hey, can you hear me okay? Hello?
Starting to break up a little. Giving up on.
I don't know what's going on. Huh?
All right,
I'm
you're
break
good now.
I'm breaking up. You
Yeah,
can
the
hear me.
sound's coming in and out.
I don't know what's going wrong with this thing. It sounds okay on my end.
Now you're good.
I'm good. All right.
Yeah, you're good now.
All
Yeah, the sound
right.
was cutting out for a minute on my end. So,
I
yep.
don't know what's going on. All right, so we
All
got
right. Well,
four
what's new,
stories.
MJ? What's new in the car world?
We got four stories for you today. The first one is this is a Toyota Supra and it's a V8. Can you believe this, Dane? Remember we were talking about this and everybody was angry at me?
Uh, Everybody was angry at everybody. They're angry at you. They're angry at BMW. They're angry at Toyota. No, nobody's happy with anything.
Yeah. So this is a story from carbuzz.com
Hmm.
and this isn't a Supra that you could buy unfortunately yet, hopefully yet. But
Hmm.
this is a supercar championship. So let's look at this article.
Hmm.
So the automakers, they're talking about Toyota,
Hmm.
their Australian branch revealed that the GR Supra will be thrust into the ultra competitive Repco Supercars Championship in 2026, and it won't be powered by the turbo six-cylinder engine at all. Instead, it will rely on a naturally aspirated V8 like its competition. This is crazy. They are going to put the same engine that is in the LC 500 and the
Nice.
RC 500, and this is like a special race though. So
Yep. But still, that's exciting.
look at there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. The Supra gets two more cylinders.
Hmm.
So they're racing against the Ford Mustang, which has the Coyote 5.4 liter V8.
Hmm.
And of course, the Camaro uses the 5.7 liter single cam V8. And yeah, they are going to put the all aluminum 5 liter 2UR GSE quad cam V8, the same one that's under the hood of the Lexus LC500 and the RCF. Oh my gosh. This just goes to show you, Dane, just like I said, they
Yep.
have the engine already. They did not have to make a whole new inline six just for one car, which would have not been financially responsible. But
Hmm.
I don't know. Do you think they saw our video and became inspired to put the V8 in the Supra?
As much as I would like to think that that's the case, I'm guessing this has been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
And I think we can make us a prediction that maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, we'll see a production car with a V8 as well.
I think that is what they need to do. I would love to see that. I really would. I mean, it's not outrageous that if I want to buy a Toyota, I
Hmm.
expect the vehicle to have a Toyota engine, or at least a combination of Toyota and Yamaha getting
Right.
together and doing something. So I don't know. I didn't think it was disrespectful for me to say that. I mean, I like Toyota. That's why I want them to have their engine. Why not?
Yeah, it's just all the purists, they want a new old car, right? So they want something that's just like what it used to be, which is an inline six turbo car, and that's what they made, but it's got BMW parts, and that's where the big problem is. So even saying V8 isn't going to make those purists happy. However, a V8 rear-wheel drive two-door coupe is the iconic sports car, and it'll do all the things that the turbo inline six car would do. You won't get quite the same tuning benefits, being able to, add more boost and all that kind of stuff. But man, this is a pure sports car through and through. I mean, it's hard to beat a naturally aspirated V8 sound, especially one that revs like the Toyota V8 revs.
Yeah, I would like to make a prediction right now that Toyota will put this V8 into the Supra in the future. I think
Hmm.
Toyota sometimes they make small mistakes, like they do almost everything right, but they're human. Sometimes they have different perceptions that don't align with what the public would want.
Hmm.
I think they will correct their mistake and put the V8 into the Supra. That is my prediction because they do learn from their mistakes.
They do, and they learn from racing. A lot of racing development, racing testing leads to production parts eventually. Not every time, but a lot of the times.
Dane, do you think the Supra could beat the GM and the Ford engines in this race? What do you think?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah. It's racing. So it's not like, factory car versus factory car. These are full blown race cars. They're not going to have factory suspension. Even though the engine base is similar to a factory engine, it's still not the same factory OE engine. They're going to be modified. They're going to be tuned. They're going to be tweaked. They're all going to be running super sticky tires. They're going to be caged. So the chassis are going to be way stiffer. They're highly modified, and they're racing inside of class rules. The class rules are also designed to keep cars as equal as possible across a platform, and letting the drivers drive more than it is having to have a single car that's that much better than one or the other. So with all those things said, yeah, of course they can win. Anybody can win.
Okay. All right. So let's look in the comments real quick. This guy said, I really wanted to purchase this car. I think he's referring to the inline six Supra
Hmm.
for MSRP, but it's overrated and underpowered compared to its class. Yeah, I do think so.
Hmm.
It's a little underpowered. But this guy says, what do you mean finally? The six cylinder in the original was more fun than a V8. Really? Well, the original, yeah. I mean, the inline six turbo.
Yeah,
That's a
if you go
well,
stock for stock, maybe not. It's kind of a toss up. But that's what guys liked about the original setup is you throw in a boost controller and a few other little doodads, and all of a sudden you can double the output that thing originally came with. You can't necessarily do that with a naturally aspirated engine of any kind. And so I think that's what he means. You don't quite
yeah,
have the same tuning capabilities as what you had in the past.
yeah. Because if you just look at stock, then the stock inline six in the Supra, I mean, I think it was around 320 horsepower, maybe a little
Right.
more in real life, and the V8 think it's 450 to 5 or 450 to 500, somewhere around there horsepower. So yeah, I think he's talking about modifying it, or
That's
that's what.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, stock for stock, the V8's better, but
Yeah,
you have a lot more potential with the inline six as far as peak horsepower output.
yeah,
Now, once you get to that, 800 horsepower number, 1,000 horsepower number on those two JZs, they become very difficult to drive because they're so snappy. They got such a crazy power band. When that turbo ramps up and really starts shoving the boost, they just become like light switch on it for the power. So
yeah,
they're not streetable at that rate, but for some people that's fun, and they just want to talk about those big numbers.
yeah. This guy says the Lexus V8 has been in Super GT since the first year of production. There is no finally to this. It's existed for years. Really?
Oh,
Well,
cool.
I don't know if that's true, but either way, they need to put this V8 in the actual Supra, and then I think they got a real winner. But
I'm with you. That'd
let's
be
move
super
on to
cool.
the what do you say?
That'd be super cool. I'd be down for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next story, and that is Instagram. And look at
Mhm.
this: a diesel generator powering a Tesla charging station.
Oh boy,
Can
yeah.
you
I
believe
feel
that?
that 2 volts.
Oh my goodness. What are we gonna do with you electric car guys?
Yeah, I've seen a few of these like little short clips and memes where diesel tow truck has to come save a Tesla. Battery went dead, and it's sitting on the side of the road, a diesel generator charging it back up. or something like this. Yeah, power goes out, so here we bring in the diesel generators again. Yeah,
All
it's.
right.
I
Yeah.
mean, we got a long ways to go before we could be fully electric, if that will ever happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's.
That's just to all the electric car guys who want to get in my comments and argue. That is fine. You are welcome into the car community, but you gotta chill with the we're gonna take over. Oh, your ice engines are going away. Look, just enjoy your cars. We will enjoy ice and hybrid, and we can all play nicely in the playground.
Dude, you nailed it. There's enough space for everybody in the car community. You like electric cars, that's cool. I like that you like electric cars. But don't go telling me how you're superior and how you're better and how we all need to get on your platform, because I'm not sticking my finger in your face telling you need to get an old muscle car and burn more fuel and go faster and have more fun than you're ever going to have an electric car. I'm not going to do that to you.
Oh yeah, it's a healthy back and forth. That's what we can
Ex-
do.
Exactly. There's a room for everybody. Let's just appreciate what everybody appreciates.
Yeah. All right. Next story. So this is a Cybertruck. Back to electric stuff.
Hmm.
This is a Cybertruck. This guy in Chechnya,
Hmm.
he's a warlord, and he put some type of machine gun uh, on the top of his Tesla Cybertruck,
Yeah, it
and
looks like a mod.
he claimed that Elon Musk gave it to him. I think. And then Elon Musk said, I didn't give you that. So Elon Musk disabled the car completely.
That's pretty funny.
So this
Like,
is
hey, knock it off. I don't want you to use my car that way.
yeah, that is really that's a boss move by Elon Musk. But
I
I
don't
mean
like it.
let's look at this article from Car Scoops. This
Hmm.
was an infamous Chechnyan warlord accused Elon Musk of remotely disabling his new Cybertruck.
Hmm.
Ramzan Kadyrov previously claimed the Tesla CEO had gifted him the Cybertruck, something that Musk denies. Kadyrov equipped the Cybertruck with a bed-mounted machine gun and praised its agility and toughness before it being remotely disabled. Oh god! So that's these guys are. Um, I think they live in an area of Russia, and
Hmm.
Putin, they tried to take it back from Putin, but then Putin gave them a little bit of autonomy,
Hmm.
and he sent them to fight against Ukraine, I believe. And then they got spanked and had to go back to
Yeah.
Chechnya. Oh goodness. The guy says Elon Musk behaved badly.
Hmm.
He gives expensive gifts from the heart and then remotely disconnects them. Elon Musk didn't give you that.
Yeah, I have a hard time understanding what's real and what's not here in this story, because if Elon Musk gave him this with the intention of shutting it off anyways, just as a PR stunt, that's kind of funny. But if this guy bought that car and then Elon's like, I don't like how you're using my vehicle, and remotely shut it off, I don't like that. He bought
Yeah.
it. He bought it. If that's the case, I don't want you shutting it off just because you don't like what someone's doing with it. Even if he is a warlord and creating these, acts of atrocity, it's not yours anymore. You sold it.
So, Musk recently remotely disabled the Cybertruck. Kadyrov claimed it is not manly. The iron horse has to be towed. How come, Elon? How is this how it is done? Yeah, apparently. I mean, and the Musk wrote on X, "Are you seriously so retarded that you think I gave a Cybertruck to a Russian general? This is amazing." Oh gosh, this is a
Oh man,
look
I tell
at
you
this
what,
thing.
it that looks pretty good with the machine gun on the back.
It does look kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I
if
don't
they if
like
they
that
came
he
like
did
that,
that, but
yeah, if they came like that from the factory, I might buy one.
yeah, I bet you would.
Yeah,
Dane,
if it
don't
came with a
get any
spoiler on the back.
ideas of putting ARs on the back of your Silverado. That's not
Oh, I
going to
didn't know
be
AR.
acceptable.
That's a Ma Deuce, I'm pretty sure. I think that's a 50 cal.
50 cal.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, a belt fed 50 cal.
Wow.
Yeah, that
Oh
thing's
my
serious
gosh.
business. Yeah, I know.
So it's kind of it's an interesting world we're going into, Dane.
Yep.
People can do things remotely and affect the products you have right in your hand. You can get your car just disabled like that.
Hmm.
Um, and in the Middle East, they recently had a thing where they made everybody's beepers explode. Did you
I
see
heard
that?
about that. Yeah. What if they can do that in a beeper? I don't even want to know what they can do to your cell phone.
Well, they made some self. I think they made some iPads blow up, but what I heard is they inter they knew that these terror guys were going to get these beepers to try to
Mhm.
evade being under surveillance,
Right.
and then they intercepted the beepers before they got to them, opened them up, and put uh,
Oh,
some exploding material in there. Like so, then at a certain time of their choosing, they could blow them all up.
gotcha. See, I thought originally that they were able to send some sort of electronic signal to the phone, and it was able to like short circuit and overheat the battery instantly, and then kapow.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, "Uh oh, they could do that."
Yeah, I think everybody was freaking out. But okay, so they were actually bugged to explode, not you can send a code and all of a sudden anybody's phone or beeper can blow up in their pocket.
I was talking to my phone. I was like, "Phone, I love Israel.
Don't
I would
kill
never
me.
do anything to Israel." uh, well, yeah, I do like Israel though, so it's not a lie.
Yeah,
All right, let's move on
I just want
to
everybody to
the.
get along.
Yeah, I would like them to get along, but
Hmm.
the other side refuses to live in peace.
Hmm.
And I don't know why they keep messing with them. They're so much smarter than them. They outsmart them like every time.
Yeah, I don't know. These
I
guys
don't know.
keep bomb each other back into the Stone Age. It's not cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of them's going to be in the Stone Age.
Hmm.
All right. Well, here we go. Next article. The Drive says there was high school students and they raised $20,000 to buy the beloved custodian the Jeep he's always wanted. Oh man, that's really cool.
That is so cool,
That's the coolest thing I ever heard.
dude.
So
For
here we
real.
go. This is the article. A group of Virginia high school students surprised their school's custodian with the Jeep Wrangler he has always wanted. Like anyone would when people just drop a new car into their life, the man simply lost all composure. There we go. So this is James Madison High School in Vienna, Virginia.
Hmm.
And this was Francis Apraku. He takes care of the facilities. He's adored by the students, with one telling the news, "He's more than just a custodian. He's a dear friend to all of us. He's just a very kind and genuine person." Although he had only been part of some of these student lives for a year, they're so moved by his friendship that they conspired to fulfill a lifelong desire of his. That is cool, man.
Cool. So, what did they do to raise the money? Does it say in the article?
Oh, let me see. This is a fundraising team. Some friends began a GoFundMe campaign about GoFundMe
Hmm.
6 months ago, looping in anyone that could contribute. Oh, so they get a GoFundMe. This is a Jeep Wrangler. That's nice, man. Within 2 days, they had 5,000, which snowballed to 20,000 last week. They knew it was time to commit, and they surprised him with the Jeep in the school's parking lot. That's so cool, man.
Hmm. Man, that's so cool because that can be such a thankless job that is, needed. That's a necessity to keep the wheels turning on any school. And a lot of these guys kind of live in the shadows, and like I said, aren't thanked on a daily basis for all the hard work that they do and really sacrifices they make. And so to see these kids show that kind of love to this guy is so cool, man.
I will tell you, when I was in
Mhm.
high school, we didn't raise any money, but we had like a little bit of a riot one time in honor of our favorite custodian. He wasn't a custodian, but he was a guidance counselor,
Okay.
and he was like one of the guidance counselors that really cared and really went the extra mile.
Hmm.
Like he was trying to get kids scholarship to like MIT and
Hmm.
Harvard, and he'd be like, "What?" It's like, "Oh, you want to go to a good school? I'm going to get you into a good school." And he
Hmm.
was really a good counselor. So they transferred him to another school a few miles away,
Hmm.
and everybody in the school like walked out, and then we started like uh, protesting and stopping the bus from going by.
Oh wow.
The news came out, everybody was acting all wild. So then we we went we went to the other school they transferred to was not that far away. We marched over to the other school
Holy cow.
and we were in front of the other school. His name was Mr. Bose. And
Hmm.
we were out there rioting. We were like, "We want Mr. Bose back. We want Mr. Bose."
Wow.
And then we're out there yelling, and then he came out, and then everybody was like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what it's like, man. When you get somebody that really cares,
Hmm.
you want to do something nice for them. So kudos to these students and helping out the custodian janitors. They deserve more credit, I think.
I'm with you, man. That's a super cool story.
Hmm. All right, let's see the next story. Corvette C8 crashes into a Dodge Challenger while street racing.
Oops.
Oh man. So this is a Nigerian man claims to have racked up $247,000 in debt after smashing a rented C8 into a Dodge Challenger and damaging a Jeep
Whoa.
Trackhawk. All right, so
That thing
here's
looks
the race.
so bad.
Oh, look at
Oh
that.
goodness.
What the heck?
Dude, why is that car parked there?
Didn't you see that car was there before
That,
you started racing?
that guy must have just pulled out or
Oh, I
pulled
guess.
forward. Yeah, because look, all the other cars are off to the side. He must have just pulled forward or something. This guy's walking right across the camera before that happens. What the hell's wrong with these people? Hey, when you're being dumb, be a little bit smarter.
Goodness, man, what is going on?
Yeah.
So, so this is he rented this Corvette and decided to go racing with it.
Yeah. And now you got to buy a Corvette and a Challenger.
Oh goodness, I don't think he has the money to be.
No, probably not. When
Oh
you're about to
man.
do dumb stuff, make sure you do it smart.
All right, so this is according to a Nigerian website. The guy was racing against a Jeep Trackhawk on a wide road in the city's capital city of Lagos when it struck the front of a Dodge Challenger that appeared to be trying to cross the highway, being used as an illegal drag strip. Oh, so I guess you're right, Dane.
Yeah.
The guy was trying to cross the highway.
Hmm.
It looked like he was sitting there, but I don't know.
Well, yeah. I'm guessing he probably started pulling forward and realized what was happening, and then just couldn't get backed up or turned around or whatever. I mean, who knows? It all happened so fast, I'm sure. But yeah, there's people standing right there walking and stuff. This was very unorganized.
Yeah, so it says despite the Corvette's driver's furious attempts to warn the Dodge by flashing his lights, the
Hmm.
Challenger fails to back up out of the way, and the C8 slices off a sliver of Mopar nose.
Hmm.
The Dodge is a mess, but that's nothing compared with what happened to the Corvette, which ended up wrapped around a light pole. Oh
Oh,
goodness.
that's where all that damage came from.
Oh.
So it looked like it hit something really hard.
Hmm. Oh, this is in Logos. Look at that. Ugh,
Oh yeah, snap that pole right in half. Yeah, that
split the
car's seen a lot of
pole.
damage.
Oh man,
Yeah.
poles are expensive.
Yeah.
All right, this is a track
Oh, the
hawk.
Trackhawk got smashed too. Yeah, that's why this guy's got a big bill. He's got to buy 3 cars now.
Oh, God.
Oh man.
What are we
Yes.
gonna do with people?
Well, this is what happens to dumb people. They wreck their cars and they die.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened to all the 240 SXs out there.
Yeah, so this is a very Darwin thing, right?
All right, let's see the comments. Sad silliness. Nice to see American car enthusiasts in Nigeria having a good time, but what a terrible waste. I only can hope this is from honest money and not some kleptocrat spawn. Got to be more careful when C8s are in the way of a rare or more C8s are way more of a rarity. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh boy. Typical Mustang driver. Oh wait.
Yeah,
How did you do that? You're making Corvettes look bad. Mustang
yeah,
drivers are supposed to act like that.
yeah, exactly. We expect this out of Ford drivers, not Corvette drivers. Come on now.
This guy has Nelson. Ha ha.
Yeah, this
Oh
sucks,
man.
but oh well.
This guy says, I'm sorry. The Dodge driver must have been as dumb as can be. He was obviously at a car meet where idiots were burning rubber and he didn't pay attention to crap. Blaming the Dodge guy.
I'm kind of on that guy's side to be honest, because that
Yeah.
guy was he was way in the middle of nowhere. Like, what are you doing in the middle of that road? Sideways in the middle of the road, of all things, not even going the right way.
Yeah. This guy says, I know a rich Nigerian prince who might be able to help. Let me know if you want me to forward you his email.
Yeah,
This guy
probably.
says, this guy responded, give that shit a rest. You guys tell the same tired joke over and over because of your limited scope. As a Nigerian American, it's pretty lame and lazy.
Well, there's a stereotype there for a reason, sir. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. They do that in Nigeria and India.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, a
saw.
lot of scams come out of those places. I don't know why. Obviously, it's not everybody. There's a lot of good people there, but yeah, there's just for whatever reason, there's a lot of scammers that come out of those areas.
I was watching this guy's YouTube page, and what he does is he's like he knows a lot about computers, so
Hmm.
he will actually get people to try to scam him.
Hmm.
Like he'll click on like all the links and stuff, and he goes and shows you like how the scam works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he like knows how to get like right up into the end before the guy at the scammer is about to get paid.
Hmm.
And then he's like acts like he's an old guy and he just keeps doing the wrong thing. Like you got to go buy these gift cards
Yeah.
and then you send him the code for the gift card. And
Hmm.
he's like says the numbers and he'll wait to the last number and like he'll say the number wrong and they'll try to go in there and it won't work. So he ends up wasting their time for
Oh,
like
wow.
days and days and days, and they get so mad because they think they're about to get paid, and then they they just don't.
I got him right there. Yeah. Kudos to that guy for saving the rest of us. Make them focus their energy in a dead end.
Yeah, I'll send you his link one day. The guy's hilarious.
That's cool.
All right, let's go to the next story. This is from the Drive. Massachusetts will allow key trucks to be registered again. So there's no need for a Boston Key
I gotta
Party, at
I
least
gotta
for now.
hold you up there. I know it looks like Key, but it's K.
K? Oh,
Yeah,
K cars?
yeah, K
Okay.
card. That's how it's spelled.
K cars. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Dane.
You're welcome.
This is for the last few months, owners of JDM cars in Massachusetts have been battling the state's registry of motor vehicles
Hmm.
over the legality of their imports. So their cars were federally approved, but the state bowed to pressure from a private interest to keep these vehicles off the road. But looks like the owners got together and turned the tables.
Hmm.
The RMV has announced it will resume accepting registrations of K vehicles, at least for the time being. All right.
Hmm.
So these little tiny cars that you get from Japan,
Hmm.
they allow them to be imported. I think it's after 25 years they
Correct.
can let them come in.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah. So the trucks are really popular in rural areas. They're
yeah,
great on farms, or they're good for having as little off-road utility vehicle that you can haul stuff with. A lot of times they have dump beds, but the reason they're not always allowed to be street legal in all states is because they're very slow. They are very small, and they don't always meet the safety standards that are required.
yeah.
Uh, and so that's really the case. But yeah, they're neat little cars. I mean, there are like little K sports cars too. They're like 40 horsepower and they're like 1,500 pounds. They're super lightweight. But
No.
some people like them. There's a big following for them. You know, they resell really well.
So that is what is happening. It looks like the RMV announced it completed its preliminary assessment of industry standards related to K trucks, cars, and vans. They decided to reinstitute the registration. It adds it's continuing to review safety implications of K vehicles on the public roadways and will perform a formal study in the future. So for now, they can register them, but they're still thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not guaranteed that they'll remain legal.
Right.
Yeah, I think these are okay to be like on farms, like off road, but I don't like these being on the regular highways. Like they're
Yeah.
too small. You could barely see them. They can't even go fast. It looks terrible. I don't. Well, I mean, they look okay, but I don't think
Yeah.
they're safe.
Yeah. So they're legal to register here where I live in Minnesota.
Hmm.
And you'll see a couple. Sometimes you'll see them in town where, you know, speed limits are 35-mile-an-hour max, but they're not allowed on highways, even 2-lane highways. And that's mostly because they can't do the required speed limit. A lot
Hmm.
of times things aren't going to go faster than 50, 55 mile an hour. That's about all they can do. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're great in farms and off road. And if you wanted to do like an in town only, like the residential areas, 25, 35 mile an hour, sure, they're good for that. But yeah, they're not the safest thing, especially when most vehicles are trying to go faster on highways.
Yeah, and I know in like I know at least near Boston and on the East Coast in general,
Hmm.
people drive pretty fast.
Oh
Like
yeah.
especially near big cities.
Hmm.
Uh, these little cars are not going to be able to keep up.
No, they're going to congest traffic and probably cause more accidents because people got places to go, right? So they're going to try and get around that car that's holding everybody up, and it just creates more dangerous situations.
Yeah. This guy says, I'd love to know what makes a K car less safe than a motorcycle. I think it's just the speed. They're not able to go fast enough. And
Yeah, they can't get out of the way of an accident or potential accident if they needed to. They're a hazard in some cases.
yeah, that's one thing about motorcycles. Like at least they're fast. Like you can get out of the way
Yeah.
fast, usually fast in if you're a good driver, I guess. But
Hmm.
they're K cars. They need to stay on a farm or a dirt track or somewhere if you want to drive that little thing.
Yep.
All right, next story. All right, so this is Instagram. So they I don't know if your wife put these little clips in the back of her head,
Yeah,
but
sometimes.
if you get in an accident, you're in
Oh man.
trouble.
Oh
I
my
think it's
God.
look at that.
You're gonna bust your skull open with that hair clip.
Yeah. So if you are a female and you have these little things in the back of your head, don't put them on there when you're driving.
Yeah. Your hair clip's trying to kill you.
I know one of my ex-girlfriends,
Hmm.
she she used to drive like right next to the steering wheel. Like
Why?
she would be like this and drive like that. I was like, that airbag goes off. Your face is gonna be in the back of your head.
Yeah, you're getting you're getting knocked out.
Oh
That's like the typical old lady, all the way up on the edge of the steering wheel.
yeah.
Does that help you drive better? Getting that close?
I
I
don't
don't get
know.
it.
She used to get in accidents all the time, so apparently not.
No. Yeah.
All right. All right. Next story. So Chevy versus Ford. Who you think is gonna win, Dane?
But without going too far, it looks like the Ford just because it's got bigger tires on it and it's got the electric in it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not good.
he's
So let me
dragging
talk
them
about some.
around.
Yeah, it's not looking good here.
Oh man.
So yeah, so these concrete on concrete, pull-offs don't really prove a whole lot, and there's things that are going on here that are making this, I don't want to say unfair, but it's giving an advantage to one vehicle over the other. So first, notice how the chassis is taller on the Ford than it is on the Chevy.
Yeah.
So that Chevy is pulling the chassis of that Ford down, loading the rear suspension more, giving the Ford more traction.
Oh.
So if this is a competition, they're supposed to be equal level. So that way they're pulling directly across from each other. If one's being pulled down, it's helping the rear tires bite more. Vehicle weight is a big one too. The more weight you have, the more traction. So a heavier truck, that Ford looks like a diesel, probably a much heavier pickup truck. It's going to be able to just get a little more grip and go. So anyways, it says 460, but anyways, so yeah, you got a little bit heavier truck over a little bit lighter truck. And then of course the chassis being pulled down, tire compounds can throw a difference in here as well. But anyways, yeah, these are fun to watch. Guys will say the Chevy's junk or the Ford's great or whatever, whoever wins, but really these things don't prove anything.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just a matter of physics of who has the most traction.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to, even when they do versus battles, if you're not doing stock, then it's hard to like conflate that to the whole OEM. Like you're
Right.
this is a car that you made, so this is your Chevy versus this guy's Ford. It's not an actual stock Chevy versus a stock Ford.
Right. We're not obviously on level playing field here either with previous things mentioned. They're fun to watch and they're fun to then have arguments about afterwards.
Yeah.
That's kind of what these are.
All right, Dane. I want to show you this is the last thing for today. We're gonna get out of here early.
Okay.
But this is something I like to call used car of the week.
Oh.
This is a used car that I found. This is an inexpensive used car for all our people out there fighting the great inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this 2009 Ford Fusion with the V8 engine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not a V8, V6 engine. And this V6 engine is made, this is like a Mazda V6 or
Mm-hmm.
Mazda and Ford were together at the time,
Yep.
married together. And the transmission is the same way. This is only $6,200.
And only 123,000 miles too, I saw. That's not bad.
And this is a one owner car too. Look at that.
It looks decent.
One
Looks cool.
owner. I looked at the Carfax. The Carfax looks okay. I don't think they showed everything on the Carfax back then. They were just kind of starting logging that kind of stuff.
Looks pretty clean.
But yeah, it was no major accidents on the Carfax. Look at the interior.
Yeah, it's pretty nice for a
Yeah.
15-year-old car or whatever, 20-year-old car. It's
Dane,
pretty
have
nice.
you ever used this system where you could
Yes,
put you have?
I have. I don't own a Ford, obviously, but I have friends that do, and we take this fishing trip every spring up to northern Minnesota, and the guy's truck we always take is a newer Ford EcoBoost pickup, and so I know the code to his door anytime we need to like get in it for whatever reason. That way he doesn't have to hand your keys to whoever and oh hey, Neil, grab whatever on your truck. Oh, that code's this, and you can just tell them the code and they can get in quick and in and out.
Oh,
So it's handy for
okay.
that.
I've never used that, but yeah, I always liked this car. I liked this car from when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Always thought it was nice.
Yeah, they're not bad.
But yeah, and if you look on there, they got some pretty high mileage ones. So yeah, 221 horsepower, 3-liter V6, front wheel drive, nice basic vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you guys, you don't have to buy a $40,000 new car. There's plenty of good used cars. Just got to know how to find them. Let me see. I'm
That's
gonna
right.
look
You
up.
need help finding a used car? Contact MJ, and he will provide you that service.
I do actually. People ask me in the comments stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I help them find stuff.
That's
Let
cool.
me see. 2000. I think 2000.
Yeah, I do it too for guys sometimes, but usually it's like old classics. Guys are like, hey, I'm looking for this specific year, make, and model, like pre-1972 vehicle.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So how much do they pay you to find cars like that?
Everyone's a little bit different. It depends if I gotta go pick it up myself, like a truck with like a truck and trailer, or if they do it. Sometimes it's just kind of a, yeah, flat rate fee, or maybe if it's a friend, I'll just help them out a little bit. Sometimes it's a percentage. It always kind of depends. Everybody's a little bit unique. Percentage is where it comes down to a lot of times though. So 5-10%, depending on, what it is, condition, distance, all that kind of stuff.
All right. So this is the nationwide search, highest miles first. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
294,000, 293,000, 266, 266, 263. I'm telling you guys, I know what I'm talking. When I talk about high mileage, I try to cross-reference it to see
Yeah, you're
if
not
it's
kidding.
capable.
Yeah, they're capable of a $250,000 miles or more.
Yeah, look at that. 300,000 miles.
A lot of miles.
And that one had 100,000. So I think you can get here.
Oh, yeah.
You can get there. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up today. Dane has a lot of important things to do with his baby. The baby tried to escape, but Dane caught him right before he escaped.
Yep, I threw him in the kennel for a little bit, so I got to go get him out of the kennel now.
All right. All right. Well, that's what we got for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good one.